Hello everybody, Iver 76 in my garage. Just wanted to show you some of my 32 caliber pistols. These three are smokeless powder loaded 32 Smith & Wesson caliber pistols. The top two are the third model Iver Johnson's, and the bottom one is a mint fourth model Smith & Wesson 32. I just got this one. It came in the original box. It doesn't even look like it's been fired. This is a gun from the early 1900s, I'm guessing. I don't know the year of manufacture, but the latest patent date I can see up here, and it's hardly legible, is 1888. I have not fired this pistol yet. These two I just got back from the gunsmith, and I'm still having issues with them not firing consistently. So I'm going to take those back to the gunsmith and have them looked at. Well, this one I've been debating whether I fire it or not. The box is probably as valuable as the gun is. It's pretty cool. I got that on Gunbroker. This one I picked up is a Spanish called a Ruby in 32 ACP, and it says on it, Zanza Azabelaga Modelo 1916. Forgive me if I butchered the Spanish. Then it says Iver, and then in parentheses it says España. So this is a Spanish military or police gun, or both. It has the little lanyard loop there. One thing I have found is this is a real pain to get out. The latch here is so tight I have to use force to open it. I don't have to look at that and figure it out. I've never shot this gun. I just got it. I want to figure out how to disassemble it and then see how I can loosen the tension on that so that the clip comes out easier. This is my Zastava M70. I had it out today and it is still not functioning. Very light strikes on the primer. I do not know what's wrong with it. I used the same reloaded ammunition in this firearm and it worked just fine. So I believe I've got some issues with the firing pin on this one. I can't see anything physically wrong with the firing pin. It's just really light strikes. I don't know what the deal is. My Beretta, on the other hand, is flawless. It shoots amazing. I got this one from Classic Firearms when they had them, and I'm glad I bought it. This is actually my carry gun, and it shoots amazing. I used to have a Glock. I got rid of the Glock because this will shoot circles around the Glock. Anyway, this one, I can't wait to fire it. I've been debating on whether to shoot it or not, but I'm going to go ahead and shoot it and try to keep it as clean and pristine as it is now. The box I'm going to store separately because the box is incredibly valuable. I've never seen a gun this old in this kind of condition before. I would say this condition is 99.8%. I don't know that it's ever been fired, but I did see some small bits of pitting in here. I don't know where it is at the moment. It was, there it is right there. And one little spot. I don't know if the chrome flaked off or just didn't get chrome good enough, but that's the only spot I see on this whole gun. Beautiful pistol. This one I'm hoping will shoot just fine. And again, those two are going to the gunsmith, and I may drop that one off as well. I haven't figured out why it won't fire. Alright, well, next videos will be me shooting the 32s at the range. Hello everybody, Navy Vet 76 out at the range today with 4 32 caliber pistols. These two are 3rd model Iver Johnsons. This is a hammerless automatic, and this obviously has the hammer automatic. I'm not sure the date they were made, but I can tell you that one way I read on the internet that you could tell is these were the 3rd model is that they have 4 pins right here above the trigger guard, which means they were made to shoot smokeless powder. Today, I got these back from the gunsmith 2 weeks ago, and I can't get the box open. So I loaded some ammunition. And this is the, oh, that's the wrong one. That's 32 ACP. Well, we can go with these. These are 32 ACP, and they're working both of these. This is the Zastava M70 7.65 or 32 ACP pistol. And this is the Beretta. I forget the model all of a sudden. 32 ACP. The Beretta is a really nice gun. This is actually my carry gun, believe it or not. And it's a very accurate gun. I've had several of the M70s, the Zastavas, and they all seem to have the same problem. They light strike the primer and fail to fire. I've done some work on the firing pin on this one. When I got this, it was actually in cosmoline, and you really have to work at getting the cosmoline out. These have a little trigger pack inside, or hammer assembly, I guess you call it, or hammer pack inside here, and it just pulls out as a whole unit. Take that out, clean it up, and then you have to take the firing pin assembly apart and get the cosmoline out of there as well. I did all that. Took it out the range with stock ammunition, and it would not fire. Very light strikes. So I increased the length of, I don't know how to describe that either. What I did was I took some off of the back of the firing pin so that the back of the firing pin protruded out a little further, because these firing pins work on inertia. They actually go further forward into the primer and fire. But if you were to push the primer, the firing pin flush, it doesn't actually protrude out of the firing pin hole. It's flush with the firing pin hole. So they work on inertia. So I thought by taking a little more off of the back of the shoulder of the firing pin and allowing it to stick out a little further, that would give me a little more travel, inertia-wise, into the firing pin. Plus, I did reloads this time, and we're going to try those in a little bit and see if that works any better. Now, the Iver Johnsons are 32 Smith & Wesson. They have a rim on the case. They're a little short, little round, and the overall length on this one is 930 thousandths, and the overall length on the 32 AC I worked up is at 892 thousandths. Forgive the noise, we got a guy next to me shooting. So anyway, I haven't shot these yet. I want to try it. These actually have top brakes, so I'm shooting at roughly 10 yards. Now I thought we'd give these a try for the first first time and see how they work. I had to take these in, have the cylinders timed and the slop taken out of them. They're in really, really good condition. So let's give them a try. Alright, so you just push up on that. He really tightened that up. And you'll see if you open this up quickly, the ejector or the extractor pops the spent cases out. Well, there are 5 of them, 4 of them in here that are not my loads, and I'm reluctant to shoot those. I'm using a 85 grain bullet with 1.5 grains of unique, and I used a RC ABS mold. It's a 32-84-RN mold, which is a round nose. These are double action revolvers. This is actually the safety revolver, as it has a transfer bar in here. You can pound on this hammer all day long and it will not fire. You actually have to pull the trigger all the way back. The transfer bar comes up in front of the firing pin and allows it to fire. Now this would be the first time I've fired this since I got it from the gunsmith, and I can't see the front sights. So we're just gonna go for, oh gosh, it's better if I look without my glasses. Alright, I'm not a pistol guy, so, and there's a misfire. Okay, so we want to wait a minute. Let's try it again. There's one. I pulled that one. Can't tell you the trigger pull on these suck. Man, it's got a really long trigger pull. That must be the misfire. Alright. I don't know what's going on here. Huh. Says all 3 of them, all 5 of them fired, so looks like I had a squib. And lucky me, I didn't bulge the barrel. Oh my gosh, if you get one that misfires, don't do what I just did. What you need to do is wait for like 30 seconds and then open it up and make sure that it didn't partially go in the chamber. There may have been one where I didn't actually have any powder in there and the primer was enough to push the bullet out of the gun. So that was a stupid move on my part, and it doesn't look like I damaged the pistol, thank God. But that was not a very smart thing to do. Another thing you'll notice on these is there's quite a bit of gap between the chamber and the revolver, and you'll have a lot of gas escaping out of the side of there. Alright, so now I got a feel for this pistol. The trigger on this thing really sucks. So I want to try that again. It's a 5-shot pistol actually. I think what happened is I probably didn't have any powder in that one. Alright, it's locked in. Let's just try single action. You can feel it spraying out. Oh yeah, it's spraying out everywhere. A little bit of lead coming out of there. And that should be 5. Let's click it just to make sure. Yep. All right. When you do it in single action, it seems to work a little better. And now I've got the cases behind it. This is another problem. Get that case behind the extractor. And then you got to pull the extractor up. Drop the case out. Alright. I think I just dropped the shell. Whatever. Okay, so we got 5. Yeah, I dropped the case somewhere. I don't know where it went. There it is. I want to hang on to these because I'll reload them. Alright, so that's that one. You can see it's pretty dirty. And there's some stuff spraying out from in between the cylinder and the bolt and the barrel. These were cheap guns back in the day. These were made in the late 1800s up until, I don't know, early 1900s. This was your grandfather's, great-grandfather's concealed carry pistol. They were basically the working man's gun. They were readily available and cheap. They're not something I would go out and shoot every day, especially with the smokeless powder, because it will eventually just loosen everything up and throw your timing off. But I just like the look of them, and I wanted to find some nicer examples. And what it looks like in single action, trigger pull's not bad at all. In double action, you have a really long trigger pull, and it's not very comfortable to shoot. So there's that one. Okay, so we're going to try the hammerless one and see how it works. Kind of bugs me I didn't stop to check the bore on that first shot. I can almost guarantee I had a squib and it fired it out of the gun with the next shot. It's a good way to get yourself hurt seriously. Okay. The other way you can tell with the third models, from what I've read, is that the cylinder will not spin free. It's locked in. The later models would spin free, until you started to pull the trigger, then they would lock up. Now again, these are things I read. I'm no expert on these guns. This is a double action revolver. There's no hammer back here to pull, so I don't know what kind of oh my goodness, I can't even pull that. Okay, there it goes. All right. That is a... and there's a squib. All right. Now we wait, because I don't know if it's a squib or not. Again, either there was a problem with the powder, or somehow I didn't get powder in that one. But we'll wait for a second. Open it up. There's a very light strike, for one thing. It may not have fired. Yeah, it didn't fire. Very, very light strike. So that one just didn't fire. Alright, so I think it will go to the next one, yeah. So I need to rotate that way. Alright, so we'll see if it'll go on the next try. There it goes. Alright. I'm not much of a pistol guy. There is one more in there. I got a lot of shake going on. Okay. I don't know. I don't think I would make this as my choice of personal protection nowadays, but again, nobody wants to get shot even with one of these. So I can imagine back in the day when, if you had very little money, you know, this was an option that people had. They could just put it in their pocket. I mean, this one had no hammer. It would not hang up in your pocket. I can see that they're, you know, they're not too bad. Most of my shots were in the black, but I can imagine that some of this is me, because again, I shoot rifles more than I do pistols. And these were just something I wanted to give a try and see how they worked. Keep them in my collection. What I want to do is wait for the break. Take you down there and show you they're all in the black, and at close range these guns would work if you needed to defend yourself. So let's wait, and then we'll go down and look and see what these revolvers did. Alright, well, of the two Iver Johnsons, this hammerless version seems to shoot a little better, and thought I would shoot some more with it. Take some time with the shots and see if we can get some better groups. Now this one again is double action only for obvious reasons. There's no hammer. And as you can see, it locks up. This one I had it fixed at the gunsmith here. Oh, come on. Right off the bat. So you wait You want to check and make sure that you didn't have a squib. It's a very light strike. I doubt that it fired. It did not. But always check. Alright, we'll try it again. I'm bracing to try and get a little more stability. There's a little shake in my hands. Light strike again. Okay, now I don't know what's going on because this gun was firing before. Very light strike. Again, it didn't fire, which is a good thing. So, there's an issue with the firing pin, maybe? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know why it's not working all of a sudden. There we go. There we go. Okay, I don't know. Got 2 shots off. I hate it when that happens. Got a round that didn't. Alright, I don't know what's going on here. It actually could be the primers are hard. Don't know. These are CCI primers. And there's 2. How many did I get? Was it just 2 that went off or 3? Okay, it was 2. I don't know what's going on here. Now it shoots. There it goes again. All 3 of them fired that time. That's weird. And the strikes are good. They're nice and deep. Maybe the primer is a little gummed up. Not the primer, the firing pin. Yeah, this is the first time I fired them, so what's going on? Okay, they're all nice in there. Okay. Ready? Got a little splatter that time. Again. Hit and miss, huh? That's weird. This one that didn't go off, and it's a light strike. I can't, with my glasses on, I can't see. Again with the light strike. And there's a double strike on there, and it's really light. I'll move it to another chamber and see if that does anything. I don't know why it would. And it did. Okay. That's odd. That's really weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Anyway, you know, playing with old guns, you're going to have problems. But these little old revolvers are fun to shoot. I got a little Smith & Wesson coming to me, and I can't wait to take that one out and try it. And I'll get another video on that one when it comes out. Okay, I'm done with the 32s. Alright, continuing on with my little 32s, I'm going to try the Zastava M70 in 7.65, which is actually 32 caliber ACP. These are loaded with 1.6 grains of accurate number 2. The overall length is 0.892. I'm using a 85 grain RCDS bolt round nose bullet, and we're going to load 5. I don't even know if this gun's going to fire. I have trouble with the light strikes with the stock ammo that I bought. So I loaded some myself. And I'm having a heck of a time getting them out of the case. It's a little cold out here. It's 37 degrees today. And I haven't been out to the range in a while, mainly because of the weather. Alright, again, I don't know if these are going to work, but we'll give it a try. See if they chamber. That one did chamber. Okay, that one did. I don't know what's wrong with that. The case looks just fine. Okay, we're going to try this. See if it actually fires. And still with the light strikes. I don't know what the deal is with this. I'm still having issues with this. It didn't, it's just a little bitty, tiny little dimple on there. I can't get it to show up on the camera, but just a little, very light strike. So I don't know what to do here. This is something I guess I'll have to take to the gunsmith. But these pistols here, you can buy them really cheap. And every one of them I've had the same problem. And maybe a different primer. I don't know. I know that everything's been cleaned out, but they just they absolutely refuse to work. This gun will not fire without a magazine in it. I can try it again, see what happens. But it's doesn't look like it's actually even fully in battery. So that might be part of the issue right there. The overall length may not be right. Alright, we'll go back to the drawing board on this one. Okay, well, that's why I'm out here today, was to test these. I know the Beretta will work. The Beretta, for some reason, is very, very forgiving. Now I can load the Beretta with over-the-counter ammunition. I got these when Classic Firearms was selling them a couple of years ago, I believe. This is a double-action revolver, and it's one of my favorites. Very accurate little pistol. I really enjoy shooting it. If I can, I try to save the brass because I'll reload it. Very, very accurate little gun that shoots as, it'll shoot as good as I do. Okay. And you'll see it'll hold open on the last round. Beretta makes a really nice firearm. I absolutely love this thing. I used to carry a Glock, and I hate the Glock compared to the Beretta. Beretta's smooth operating, great trigger pull.
1 minute, ceasefire, 1 minute.
It's a real pleasure to shoot. And I'll take you down there and show you how much. I can't believe the accuracy of these little guns. This is actually my carry gun, and I really like it. And there's the Beretta. My point of aim was right here, and again, I'm not much of a pistol shooter, but the Beretta is very forgiving. I really like that little gun. Okay, now we're going to try again with the Beretta. Now we're going to try my reloads that I tried in the M70, which for some freaking reason doesn't like my reloads. We're going to try 5 in the Beretta. I didn't change the target, which is fine. I just want to see if they'll function. They did the last time. So I don't know why the M70 is so picky. But there's 5. We're ready to go. And we'll see what happens. I can't see with my glasses. I have to go look over the top of my glasses. There we go. It's just fine. The Beretta has no problem with my reloads. So, if you get one of these guns, the M70s, the 7.65 or 32 ACP, if you have one of these, I'd like you to comment on it. Tell me what your experience is with them. And I have to take this back to the drawing board and figure out what the hell's going on. Alright, it's just a work in progress. Now you'll see I have some other videos on a pistol like this, but that's a completely different pistol. This is a new one that I picked up from Sarco, and I keep trading them off. But I want to keep this one and keep working with it and figure out why it's doing what it's doing, and then we'll do some updates. Okay, that's it for my little 32s. Maybe vet out at the range, moving on.